chapter 31, Rabbit Eaters. You thought God was a myth of prehistoric fabrication. Your new found faith helps not a whit who seek your own salvation. The seed that saves, the seed that dies, and so I gave in paradise, the seed of fruit and grain and nut. Eat first the fruit of the knowledge of life that lies about you, ripe and rife. Then crush the grain and take the bread. On bread alone is no man fed. There lies a secret fat and sweet. So crack the nut and take its meat. Then you will know where I am hiding. Unknown for 40 years, abiding within the tents of rabbit eaters. Within the tents of rabbit eaters. When I was a child in North Florida, we had neighbors who kept rabbits. They were in cages off the ground. The cages were made of chicken wire, so it was easy enough to get a finger inside. Children of the neighborhood made a practice of visiting the rabbit cages and stroking the soft fur of the rabbits whenever they got close enough to the wire. Nothing is softer than rabbit fur. It must be an eternal attraction for children. The inhabitants of the cages changed regularly. Although many were born, the cages were always big enough to hold them all. We did not eat meat at all, and it never entered my mind that the rabbits could be anything but pets. I was foolish enough not even to wonder why some rabbits disappeared with regularity to have their offspring take their place in the chicken wire cages. God is allowed some naivete. There are 4 kinds of people. There are those who eat rabbits, thinking that I will accept this because I have not specifically mentioned rabbits as inedible. Otherwise, on the day of judgment, then there are the fruit eaters. They find the sweetness of the way, but cannot digest the heart of my word, the seeds of the fruit. They are followed by the grain eaters, those who realize that nourishment is more than just plucking ripe fruit. The grain must be harvested, winnowed, ground, and baked. Then the nourishing bread feeds them. They see nothing of value in the nut with its hard shell, but the few who know go to any length to crack the nut. After the toil, they find the fat nut meat inside. There is no more indigestible heart. There is only reality. Jesus, peace be upon him, told stories about pearls and fishes. That is exactly what he meant. Chapter 32, the peacock's tail. Trust me, I am God. I eat peas in the pod and spend my days in pleasantries, in symphonies and rhapsodies that I myself devised. Trust me, I am God. I walk the world roughshod, inventing eccentricities to see how far in novelties. I go till man's surprised. Trust me, I am God. I danced where angels trod to tunefully bright fantasies beneath the oak and maple trees. More than you realized. Trust me, I am God. I have no staff nor rod to lead the world, nor prod to push them where to plod. Trust me, I am God. The first time I got a close look at a peacock was at the camp in High Springs. I never went to the camp without my parents, but they took me there often enough. One of those bottomless caverns that abound in Florida. It was a fascination again and again to look down from a canoe or even just swimming at the net that covered the dark, cold abyss. Below, the spring flowed out into a water hyacinth-infested river, a wonderful place for canoeing, running through the trees. I was often brought up sharp by a spider's web blocking. The way, these were invariably guarded by an enormous orange and black creature that always invited investigation. My progress around camp was in running starts and stops. At the camp, I won first place for my kite of an unusual type. It had a box frame with wings extending on two sides. It was covered with transparent blue plastic, so that in the air it looked like was just a frame. As unhandy as I am, I do not know how I ever constructed such a perfect specimen. I made the sun and stars to see if man would marvel. He merely set up a canopy and started selling clay figurines. I made oceans and seas, and as if to circumvent me, he built ships. I made food, sex, peacocks' tails, pythons, and roaring bulls. He made farms and cities with zoos. I made snowstorms to get his attention. But he merely produced shovels and snowplows and went on about his business of ignoring me. Nothing is so marvelous in all creation as the human capacity to step out day after day under the bold, exposed face of heaven, to look up and see nothing but empty space. An acquaintance to whom I had not written for several years made one last desperate attempt. He sent me a Christmas circular meant for friend and sundry, telling about the achievements of self and family during the year. It reminded me of those prayers I am constantly getting from the Buddhist prayer wheels. I took pity on the man and sent a personal letter signed God. He replied with a copy of an advertisement he had received in the same mail from a wonder worker, promising health, success, wealth, and fame. The man had failed to find a paycheck hidden in an auditorium only 9 times out of 6,000. How can my friend take my true claims seriously when I offer nothing at all? No fame, no game, no health, no wealth. I do not even remember the last time I found a paycheck. Indeed, my claim is heretical. It is a cardinal principle not to reveal the Bektashi secret. Yet I have done so repeatedly, clearly and outright. My excuse that there no longer exist any institutions actually propagating the school of Ahmad Yasavi of Turkestan is merely an evidence of lack of faith in humankind. But being God, I have the right to be heretical. And being God, humankind is realistic. My punishment is that without guidance, my words cannot fail to be misapprehended. Culpa Me, chapter 33. The 12 Imams. Earth, water, fire, and air, of these I have made all things. The spiral of gates goes from without to within. But the inside is greater than the outside. When I stepped from Shariat or law into Tariqat, or the way, I saw that the inside had no size nor limitations. It is neither greater nor smaller nor the same size as the outside. It is not another place. It is the only place. Then I stepped from Tariqat into Marifat, or understanding. The place of the way gave way from the only place. I stepped into all place. So the inside again became greater than the outside. It was neither greater nor smaller nor the same size. When I step from the all place of awareness into reality, the gate of Hakikat, I stopped looking at time and place. I stopped speaking nonsense and let the rosary fall from my hand. Hop, hop, the rabbit hop, watch out for the rabbit hop, kiss the threshold of the gate, step not upon the glistening pate of Ali ibn Abi Talib, of Ali ibn Abi Talib. Take 40 steps, bow to the ground. Ho, ho, see what thy Lord hath found. I've flayed from off thy back thy skin to shroud the holy body in of Hassan ibn Ali, of Hassan ibn Ali. Shed tears for sweet singer Miriam's death. Pray Jesus Christ might catch his breath. But as thou countest up the dead strew roses over the child's head of Husain ibn Ali, of Husain ibn, bow down again in memory of thy Lord's names in melody, and join the sacrifice of them who taste the sacred, joyful dem of Ali ibn Husain, of Ali ibn Husain. Cleave the boulder, crack the nut. Ask no longer when or what, know with certainty what deed can break the chains and plant the seed of Muhammad ibn Ali, of Muhammad ibn Ali. Listen to the voice of him who speaks in my name, loud or dim in palaces or secret hall. Give to him and give your all to Ja'far ibn Muhammad, to Ja'far ibn Muhammad, the seventh in a line of one, the seventh, yet the second son, like Jacob to his Esau's claim, and Ephraim to Manasseh's fame, is Musa ibn Ja'far, is Musa ibn Ja'far, after the Sabbath day has endeth day. Comes one in regal clothes and fended, but promises are rarely kept by kings. And so the people wept for Rida ibn Musa, for Rida ibn Musa. In secret and in darkness slept, a whispered counsel, a trust kept, and yet he tasted of my cup, ate from my table, and ate up, bold as an angel was tacky, bold as an angel was tacky, kept safe within his bosom hiding. The rod of Aaron was abiding the red book in the white confides, and Moses' stones writ on 12 sides. all safely passed on by Nike, all safely passed on by Neki. The eagle lets float down a feather to know what wind shall blow, and whether a man or woman may stand by to see the mounting arrow fly out from the bow of Askeri, out from the bow of Askeri. Then Jesus Christ shall reign in state. The guided one's rule shall be great, and earth shall melt in one with heaven with 40s, all and 12 and 7, while I am God, and God is one. With this, the Rosary is done, sans trop, done.